Hi, today is Tuesday, June 16th, 2026. So it's a Tuesday. There's nothing going on except that we have to grind our nose hard today to make ends meet. But luckily, my stock prices are increasing, and that's on the upside. That's good. I make a lot of money if I sell my stock. So far, I didn't. So let's start the day with a big bang of reading an English article so that we could practice English. This one comes from Yahoo, and actually it was written by CNN. Gavin Newsom says Trump Justice Department is investigating him and his wife. Why? He looks good guy, but he confronted Trump many times. He called Trump senile, right? Which I agree. And he looks handsome. He looks a little bit Hispanic, but that's okay. His wife looks beautiful. California Governor Gavin Newsom speaks as his wife Jennifer Sibel Newsom looks on during an election night gathering at the California Democrats headquarters on November 4th, 2025 in Sacramento, California. Justin Sullivan, Eric Bradner, Hannah Rabinowitz, CNN, Tuesday, June 16th. California Governor Gavin Newsom said Monday that the Department of Justice is investigating him and his wife, claiming that President Donald Trump is targeting a political enemy despite no evidence the potential 2028 presidential contender has committed a crime, right? Gavin Newsom wants to become a U.S. president. I like him. He is more balanced. He knows the political things. He is a current governor of California, which I visited back in 2008, right? It was early May. It was like May 1st. And I like San Francisco, the lake, Tahoe Lake, and some other places nearby like Flagstaff and so on. Newsom said in a video posted to social media that Trump's administration is also targeting his wife, Jennifer Sibel Newsom. If he can't intimidate me, he will go after the mother of our children, Newsom said. Donald Trump picked the wrong target. We have nothing to hide. A source familiar with the matter told CNN there's no investigation directly. A source familiar with the matter told CNN there's no investigation directly into Newsom, but the Eastern District of California is leading probes into people connected to him, including Jennifer Sibel Newsom, over possible tax-related crimes. The person said that the Justice Department's political leadership was not involved in that investigation's origin, saying the probe had instead been prompted by whistleblower reports last year. Whistleblower reports, right? Whistleblower reports. Prompted by whistleblower reports. Prompted by whistleblower reports. Prompted by whistleblower reports. Prompted by whistleblower reports. The person said that the Justice Department's political leadership was not involved. right? Prompted by whistleblower reports. Gavin Newsom said Trump can subpoena my records. You can investigate me. You can harass me. Put my name on every and any enemies list you have, but leave me, my wife, and family out of your personal vendetta, right? Personal. You are leave my family and wife out of your personal vendetta. CNN has reached out to the FBI for comment. The Justice Department declined to comment. The New York Times first reported Newsom's announcement. Newsom, 58. Wow, he's of my age, man. We are friends. Hey, Newsom, I was in your state back in 2007, maybe when you were just, I don't know, working for some corporation. I like you. If you hear me, if you see my video, please invite me and I will be there in a jiffy. Of course, don't worry, I have a lot of money, so I can support my flight. You just invite me and I'll sit down and help you with your matters with Trump or with California. I would be happy to help you, right? Thanks for listening. Have a great day, Newsom, right? Or wherever you are, Newsom, you look good guy. You will become a president. Remember, if you become a president, it's because I prayed for you, right? I will pray for several days so that you could get elected. If you get elected, please come see me and we could sit down and work things out and have fun, and you will have very prosperous leadership with the United States. CNN has reached out to the FBI for comment. The Justice Department declined to comment, of course. The New York Times first reported Newsom's announcement. Newsom, 58, has become one of Trump's chief Democratic antagonists. What the? Antagonist, enemies, antagonist. Newsom, 58, has become one of Trump's chief Democratic antagonists, often mocking the president's style on social media. The two have clashed over Trump's immigration enforcement efforts, including the president's effort to federalize the California National Guard, which was halted by courts. When Trump sought to buoy the GOP's slim House majority in this year's midterm elections by pushing Texas to redraw their congressional districts and hand Republicans 5 more winnable seats, Newsom successfully lobbied voters to sign off on a measure that scrapped the state's districts drawn by an independent commission in favor of new maps that could hand Democrats 5 more seats and neutralize the GOP's Texas gains. Well, it's complicated. So they won the 5 seats in 5 Democrats won 5 more seats compared to the last election, right? They redrawn sign off. When Trump sought to buoy the GOP's slim House majority in this year's midterm elections by pushing Texas to redraw their congressional districts and hand Republicans 5 more winnable seats, Newsom successfully lobbied voters to sign off on a measure that scrapped the state's districts drawn by an independent commission in favor of new maps that could hand the Democrats 5 more seats and neutralize the GOP's Texas gains. Sign off. I guess just sign off means agree and sign, right? Newsom is widely seen as a potential 2028 presidential contender, right? Contender, antagonist. Where is antagonist? Here it is. Contender. That Democratic contest is certain to draw a wide field of candidates, many of whom are already jockeying for position by demonstrating their abilities to take on Trump. Right? To take on Trump. Jockeying for position. Contender, antagonists. What Newsom says about the investigation. Newsom's office said federal agents have contacted people and organizations connected to both the governor and his wife and have issued subpoenas for records and conducted interviews related to years of personal and professional activity. In recent weeks, Newsom's office said the federal probe expanded to focus on his family and professional network. Newsom's former chief of staff, Dana Williamson, was indicted in November 2025 on federal charges alleging her involvement in a scheme to steal campaign money from former U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services Javier Becerra, for whom she also worked. Wow, campaign money, steal campaign money, right? Those allegations stem from actions before she worked for Newsom. She pleaded guilty to 3 of those 23 charges last month. Wow. The probes into Newsom's wife and Williamson were opened last year. A person familiar with the matter said, investigators have since held interviews with potential witnesses and have issued grand jury subpoenas in both matters, the person said. Newsom's office, pointing to past comments from Williams' attorney, said federal investigators last year ordered Williamson leniency in exchange for information about Newsom, but that she had nothing to share. Becerra is running to replace Newsom in the governor's office. He is set to take on Republican Steve Hilton, who is backed by Trump. In November's general election, during the primary, multiple prominent candidates blasted Becerra for Williams' conduct, with Becerra responding that he had not been implicated. Trump opponents have faced probes. The Justice Department has opened investigations into several of Trump's political foes, opponents, contenders, antagonists, foes, some of which have sputtered in court. Prosecutors brought cases against the former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James in the fall, both of which were dismissed by judges who found the U.S. attorney overseeing the cases were improperly serving. The department tried again to bring a case against James, but has not been successful. As for Comey, a grand jury in North Carolina recently indicted him in an unrelated criminal probe, this time for posting a photo of seashells to social media that were arranged to read 86 for 7. Sometimes 86 is used to mean next. And Trump is the 47th president. I don't know, that's just social media, man, social media. The Justice Department also has a long-running criminal investigation into former CIA Director John Brennan, one of Trump's top foes and a vocal critic of the president, a vocal critic, right? A vocal critic. Yeah, I like Comey. He looks very honest. And also he looks handsome and he looks very strong and well balanced in his views. Last month, CNN reported the Justice Department also launched an investigation around Trump accuser E. Jean Carroll. In his video, Newsom called Trump a man with no character and said Trump is selling the presidency. To Donald Trump, this country does not belong to you. It does not belong to your cronies. And you are going to fight your lawlessness. And we are going to fight your lawlessness. And we are going to continue to remind the people of this country of your corruption, Newsom said. This is a developing story and will be updated. For more CNN news and newsletters, create an account at CNN.com. So a man with no character, right? A man with no character. A man with no character. Trump accuser, right? E. Jean Carroll. So from this article, we understood that Newsom seems to be clean slate, and federal agents are investigating people around Newsom and Newsom's beautiful wife. And Newsom told them to fuck off, to leave my family and wife out of this. And we picked up several words such as attender, contender, foes, critics, midterm election, and what else? Prompted by whistleblower reports, right? Prompted by whistleblower reports. Trump, a moron. Many people accused Trump of selling presidency, being a moron, senile. And E. Jean Carroll, right? Good name. Before we just go home or start work, let's check out the words and expressions that I marked. A man with no character. A man with no character. A man with no character. A vocal critic. A vocal critic. A vocal critic. A vocal critic. Antagonists. Sign off. Contender. Jockeying for position. They are jockeying for position. Jockeying for position. Take on Trump. Sign off, right? Sign off. Leave my wife and family out of your personal vendetta. Out of your personal vendetta. Personal vendetta, right? Personal vendetta. prompted by Justice Department whistleblower reports. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. But let's check out this word one more time. Sign off. The broadcast station signed off at 12 o'clock. Finish a broadcasted or sent form of communication. Sign off. So to sign off. To sign off means to formally approve something, conclude a message, or end communication. The exact definition depends on the context. From approve or sign off, to give official authorization, approval, or agreement for a project or decision, the manager needs to sign off on the new budget before we proceed. So it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing, right? Sign off, approve. To end a letter, email, and text message or radio TV broadcast, for example, she signed off her email with the best regards. Ending a conversation, to state that you are finished speaking and will no longer be responding. For example, I'm tired, so I'm going to sign off for the night. Sign off. Yeah, this station will sign off for 6 hours. I'll sign off so that I could sleep. Well, they sign off on the measure, right? On the vote, on the ballot. Sign off. Yep. I will sign off for one day, just one day, so that I could come back tomorrow. Hump day. Bye-bye.